Hey guys, I'm Mike. I'm an organizational behavior professor at the Ted Rogers School of Management. And even though I'm a professor, I can honestly say that one of the most important parts about university isn't just about studying for exams and getting good grades. No, it is about your dating life. Now, I can honestly say that after many years of dating, that the fastest way into a woman's heart is through her stomach. So in today's video, I'm gonna be showing you the dish that won over my wife. And hopefully, if you make it for your next date, you can secure that relationship. All right, let's move to the kitchen. All right, guys, we're in the kitchen. Now, what meal of the day do you think it was that I won over my wife with? Breakfast, lunch, dinner? None of those. I won her over with brunch. Brunch is the best meal of the day. People often forget about first dates. People always think about like dinner, dessert, like go out for a couple drinks after. No, forget that. Try to do something a little bit different. On the weekend, go for brunch. Surprise them. Have a morning coffee. Have a brunch. You're probably not going to make your brunch meal on your first date, but if you do, this is the meal you should make because it'll win them over every single time. Okay, today we are going to be making French toast. Now, I know you're probably thinking, I've eaten French toast 1,000 times. The person I'm dating has probably eaten French toast 1,000 times as well. So how am I going to impress him or her? But all I can say is, you're welcome. And you don't even need a PhD to do this, okay? I can tell you that this is a French toast like you've never seen before. And if you follow this guide, your companion is likely to follow you into the kitchen. So what are the big tools that you're going to need? You're going to need a frying pan and a couple mixing bowls, okay? So for the frying pan, you can use your basic standard frying pan that you can cook on the cooktop and then throw in the oven afterwards. However, I actually recommend you use a cast iron. Cast irons are great for steaks. They're also great for French toast. They can get piping hot, so give that nice even crust on the outside, because when you want to have a French toast and you want it to be like a high quality one, you want to have a solid crust on the outside. That's the key to this one. You also need some mixing bowls. And for me, you're going to need 2 mixing bowls. One's for a batter that you're going to produce, and one's for the breading that you're going to put on top of. And for me, bigger is better. And that's why I use them. All right, now for the ingredients. Probably the most important ingredient in French toast is the bread as a base. I like to use challah, which is an egg bread. And again, remember, layering the flavors, we're gonna be dipping this into an egg batter, so why not use egg bread, right? So I actually made this bread a couple days ago. What I do is I make the bread, cut it in half, freeze half of it for a later day, and then use half, because, well, it's a massive loaf it makes. First thing I wanna do is slice it up. I slice it up and put it on here, and I try to air it out a little bit, because I want it to be a little bit dry. French toast, again, you don't want it to be super flimsy, because, well, nobody likes anything that's flimsy. Just like that. Try to make thin slices, because you will be putting a breading on this. And then when you put the breading on it, you don't want it to be like 4 inches too thick when you're actually biting into one piece of French toast. All right, the next thing we're gonna be doing is making the egg batter that the bread is going to go into. Now, I have to admit, I'm not a baker, I'm a cook. I'm more of an artist rather than a scientist when it comes to cooking. I don't follow any exact instructions. What I do is, again, inspired by the ingredients and then make my own. So I don't have an exact guide for when I make this. So you shouldn't either. So just guess: milk, eggs, cinnamon, vanilla. I've got 5, I'm gonna do about 5 eggs. First egg, I just massacred it. All right, so now we're making the egg batter. All right, now the secret weapon when making my French toast is the breading on the outside. So I use panko. One of the important things here is use panko that's non-flavored. I've made the mistake before of getting flavored panko because that was the only panko that there was in the grocery store. Don't do that, it tastes gross. Another mistake I've made is I've used like traditional bread crumbs to make this, to put the breading on the bread. Don't do that either, okay? So use panko. It's a little bit fluffier. It's a Japanese style breadcrumb. It gives it a little bit harder crunch on the outside, which is key. And the next important ingredient on the outside is icing sugar, okay? I'm sure you could use some other type of sugar if you're trying to be a little bit healthier, but frankly, you're putting bread on bread. This isn't gonna be a healthy dish at the best of times, okay? So I use icing sugar. A little bit goes a long way, okay? So I use about a cup of panko to maybe a tablespoon or 2 of icing sugar. You just wanna give it a little bit of a sweetness to cut through some of the, the bread and the egg. in the French toast. Also, this sugar also helps to caramelize it when it goes into the frying pan with a little bit of butter. My precise measurement, that's it. Get these monster bowls, why not you use them? And we're ready to assemble. Now for the moment of truth. Oh, look at that crust. As if this is the first time look at that. That is a gold, like you can almost like hear it. That crust is so delicious. Here is the finished work of art. Look at the crust. Look at the deliciousness that is. You know what, you would just, oh, that's probably more than I would normally do, but this is gonna be delicious. Can we just cut this? I wanna give you a profile. Can we just look at that? Right? Like, that is a delicious profile. Honestly, my wife, my fiance at the time, stood no chance. This is delicious. Hope you enjoy yours. All right, guys, that's it. That is my video on the best French toast you'll ever eat. Bread on bread, egg with egg inside of it, okay? Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video or want to hear more tips on how to make your student life more manageable, hit subscribe, smash the like, make sure the notification tab is on, and check out my video next week. And while not all my videos will be about food, although I do love eating, if you have an amazing meal recipe that's incredibly inventive, send it to me, let me know. I'm gonna try it myself and see whether it takes my wife's relationship up to the next level. Until then,